What's popping? It is the second week of April 2025. Um, and I've been feeling guided to come in and share. Okay. I have been called to be here and be at service for those who are open and receptive to receiving. I'm never about forcing or chasing. If you're here and you are open to receive the messages, then let it be it. I feel very happy. I feel very happy from within, and I am feeling very happy if you're here. Because then I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you that you have found me, and I have found you in this path filled with tricksters and deceptive and lots of misinformation and people posing and masking and faking, and there's a lot out there, right? And so I celebrate you and I coming into alignment. Okay. I just feel the energy of the sun of the Christ coming from within, and it just is blasting. It's blasting me with divine love. It's blasting me with reverence, with passion, with faith. It's blasting me. That's how I feel. Oh, goodness gracious, sweet Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups. This is how I feel. I feel love. I feel love for myself. I have reverence. I'm feeling an overflow and plenty. And I am here to honor you. And I choose to be at service for your highest good and the highest good of everyone and all. There's an energy of coming into acceptance, grounding faith, understanding our emotions. There's a sense of I'm coming into peace within, acceptance of the past, of the current situation. There's this energy of there's nothing wrong with me, with us, with you and I or others. We are just here on a journey. And every single situation is meant to happen. And when things happen, when life is happening, are we open and receptive to find and seek the lessons, the wisdom? Can we open ourselves up to the work? Right? Which is the process of transmutation, right? Can I bring love to everything I do? And what does that mean? Because I'm not talking about the illusion of love coming from Disney World or the ideas of perception or perspectives of love that comes from dependency and manipulation and being possessive and fantasizing, right? Or seeking for someone to fix our lives. But I'm talking about, can we bring love to everything, even to the hard times, to the challenging times, to the uncountable emotions, to when we're experiencing fear, to when we're experiencing happiness. This is what I'm talking about, right? This energy is also is possibilities. Is just letting us know that we have the power. That we have the power to shift our perception and our perspective. That we have the power to do the process of the real work. I said the real work because when we're talking about manifestation and when we're talking about navigating this world, there's so much more to it that just talking about spirituality and regurgitating words and things we learn from books. I'm talking about the experience of transmutation, right? Of transmutation, spiritual alchemy, where you have to go through the process, right? You have to go through the process. You have to sit with each of these freaking swords. And attached to each source, there's a belief system, there's a story, there's a memory in your DNA, there is a memory within your mental, emotional bodies, and it takes a lot of dedication, discipline, commitment, a desire to freaking what? Happiness. To go find where are we dry within our cups, where are we deceiving ourselves, where are we convincing ourselves that we are fulfilled, of living in overflow. It takes a lot of courage to recognize and meet the places where we believe that we're lacking, to go and bring back all of those aspects of ourselves that are experiencing pain, hurt, deception, envy, jealousy, all those aspects of us that have been fragmented. And those aspects of us are aspects of our ancestral tree. And so it requires a lot of discipline and commitment, reverence, and higher spiritual understanding to be able to freaking understand the bigger picture of what it is to go through the process of spiritual awakening, to find acceptance, and to bring ourselves into a place where we can say, truly, gracefully, and true, though, all right, I did overcome something. Finally. Not everyone is ready to put the efforts. Not everyone is ready to say no to going back to the same patterns, to making the same choices, to doing the same things, to staying in the habits. To, not everybody. That's just what is. And so we have all these fire dripping from Mars in is the wounded masculine into the energy of Gemini, the mental body. This is when we become impulsive, deceptive, where we're chasing, going after, impatient, frustrated, suppress anger. This is what happens with the fire of Mars, or the element of fire, when we do not have a healthy relationship with it, when we have not yet gone through Gemini to understand and then process, integrate, gain a new belief system, a new perception, a new perspective. This is a very painful process, so that we can transmute all of that into overflow, plenty, abundance, ideas, solutions to our problems. This is just about the waters running and working together, right? This is alignment of thoughts, words, and actions. I'm not just faking, I'm fucking doing it. Once again, the masculine at work, working with the waters of the conscious, not with the waters of the unconscious, with the waters of the conscious, because we had gained a level, a degree of spiritual understanding, and there's being a purification of the source. And now we have fire and water, feminine, masculine, working together, intellect, heart, intuition, divinely guided action, feeding the intellect with the correct and proper information, studying, practicing discipline, attending to our life. This is about living our lives as balanced and harmonious human beings. And we have the energy of the 9 of Cups, 9 of Swords, a degree of contentment. When we're talking about emotions, a degree of balance and harmony within the emotions. Jupiter is blessing because there is expansion and growth. There's a level of maturity, right? It's illuminating us. It is creating the passion, right? So the will is there. I had the will to experience, right, a different life. And so I'm going to put the work. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to find what is it that needs to be transmute, change, transform, realign, correct, right? That's what I'm talking about. Ooh, wow. Virtue. Through virtue, embodying virtue, the sun, actions rooted in higher spiritual awareness. So I'm no longer pretending, posing, faking. Know thyself. Do you know what happens when we know ourselves? When we get to know ourselves so deeply, when we are so integrated with our vices and our virtues, and what happens? You're now presented with a choice. We take time to process information, to process emotions, to process the situations. Why? Because we want to make sure that we are conscious and aware, because we don't want to do the same things. And so this is a level of, I want to say, well, mastery, but there's a level of spiritual understanding. Everybody is in their own path and their own journey, and there are degrees and levels to embodiment of different energies. And so I want you to place yourself in your current situation and to listen to what I'm saying, and to find that place of honesty and integrity to where you at, right? All right. How do I feel about my unhealthy habits? How do I feel about embodiment of virtues? How do I feel about my studies? How do I feel about this information? Have I truly processed these experiences? Do I still are trying to figure it out? Okay, well, that's okay. Am I finding myself trapped, going through the experience of a lot of anger, frustration, rage, pain? What is it? Maybe I am suppressing the fullness of my creativity. And so what happens is I'm seeing someone who's choking themselves. It's like, we're doing it to ourselves. It's very painful to suppress our creativity. It's very painful to procrastinate and negate ourselves, the experience to expand and to grow and to evolve. I'm here in Jupiter and Pluto, and we have that here with Gemini and Mars, right? This is about feeding our intellect, our masculine, the proper information, and processing things differently, a different belief systems, and then working with the intuition and virtues. Boom, this is where we become conscious and integrate life and lessons and situations. You know what I mean? We start to navigate life with more flow. Because why? Because we are surrendering to the fact that the will of the creator is moving through us, that we are the will, that there's life force moving through us and everything in this world. And so when we're suppressing the will of the divine that is existing within us, right? The will of the divine that desires to expand, to grow, to get better at things, to practice, to love, to take a leap of faith, to expand. We're suppressing ourselves. Then all of this fire, this becomes a poison, holding on to chronic this resentment, being harsh criticism towards ourselves, right? Saying no, and then feeding ourselves negative self-talk and all of that. It becomes, at the end of the day, the poison. When we're holding on to suppress anger, it becomes poison that then, it gets us sick. And so take what resonates, leave the rest. I'm just feeling this energy of the sun. It's just like saying, I'm here to illuminate you. I'm here to remind you who you are. You know better. We have now the energy of 33 and 99. So 9933 or 3399. It's so beautiful. The divine feminine, the mother. Adi Parachakti, the primordial mother. You can see her here. She is coming out of the sun, from the waters of creation. she who reveals, she who nurtures, she who creates, she who destroys, she who desires, she who awakens, she who is life, the primordial essence, she who is in union with her divine masculine. Oh my God, I feel so. There's like all this Mars, Gemini, Jupiter. I feel all this excitement. It's like, let's go. Like, yes, I'm excited. Oh, I can see things clearly. Oh my God. You know what I mean? I just can feel the essence of the primordials moving through me, saying, Nella, share, tell them, you know what I mean? And so it is in my heart desires that you can feel all of this love. And like I said, I'm not here to force you, I'm not here to convince you of anything. However, you know what I mean? I am here to trigger something within you so that you can ask yourself, you know, you know, moving towards my fullest potential? Am I approaching my day, my life with the correct view? Am I truly embodying spirituality? Am I truly, you know, embodying divine virtues? It's just those are my intentions. The energy of change and the energy of defeat. Change and defeat. Once again, the energy of, well, we have, yeah, Jupiter, we have Saturn. Endings and beginnings. We have the energy of Capricorn. And the energy of Venus. Fear of change, fear of the unknown, fear of uncertainty. Desires. Find where there is still shame. What are you shaming yourself? How do you shame yourself for desiring to experience wealth, prosperity, abundance, romantic love, reciprocity? This is the bigger thing here, or the bigger energy is like, embrace your humanness. Do not run away from your humanness. What are your desires and wants revealing to you? And instead of shaming yourself or going into, you know, creating resistance and limiting yourself, can you expand with them? And can you transform those energies into virtues? Having the correct view, having the correct point of attraction, having the correct desire. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with desiring things. However, why are we desiring things and from where is that coming is what matters the most. And so we have this energy once again of the Shakti, the divine feminine, the energy of the mother, the energy of Kundalini, right? Asking us to surrender to these new cycles, to these new beginnings. And this can only be experienced through change. Change is all that is. Releasing also our vices and knowing when our desires are coming from greed, lack, low self-esteem, vanity, a desire to control because we feel unsafe, or because we are wanting to be forceful, or because we're becoming fanatics or our own freaking stories and views. And so we have this energy of, having to review our foundations. Yeah. Oof, okay. Well, we are now going to get some archangel messages to just leave it there. So beautiful. A lot to sit with it, but it's very powerful. We have Archangel Michael, Page of Michael, truthful, perceptive, analytical, and blunt. An exciting new challenge. You have what it takes to succeed. Review contracts or documents very truly. Owl, spirit animal, hawks, ravens. We have Ten of Raphael, love and blessings fill your life, harmonious relationships with family members, happily ever after. Butterflies, transformation, ladybugs, horses. King of Ariel, successful, stable, accomplished, and powerful. Your plans are working out very well, professional and financial success, using resources wisely. Two of Raphael, two hearts dedicated to creating something wonderful, kindred spirits, don't give up on those you love. Two more, and then we're done. Change your life, Archangel Chamuel, and two of Gabriel. A sudden revelation that offers freedom, break free of procrastination, embrace the opportunities that change brings. Make bold and ambitious choices. Great progress is possible. Important relationships with people who share your vision. There's something about relocating, moving, review paperwork, stay truthful, walking integrity. Realize how powerful you are. There's a need to come into alignment. Okay, the energy of success is around you. It's all about opening ourselves up to take on the leap of faith and doing things differently. You have to put the work, review your foundations, the energy of new beginning, a new life. And with the Page of Michael here, once again, make sure that you are open to the challenges. All right, my loves. But this is all I have for you. It's been beautiful. Namaste. Peace and love. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. All right. Ciao, ciao. Peace.